All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into OpenAI.
Sounds good.
So you want to know how to get a job there? Well, you sent us some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This document called On Getting a Job with OpenAI.pdf.
Okay.
It's a chatbot conversation
Interesting.
about getting a job at OpenAI.
Makes sense.
But it's not just like generic advice.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
this is tailored to one specific person and like their skills and experience.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of like an insider's view
Yeah.
on how someone can really like position themselves for success.
And that's what makes stuff like this so valuable, right? It's like you can really learn from a real world example like this.
Yeah, totally.
It gives us like concrete stuff that we can actually take away from this.
Yeah,
Even if we're not aiming for OpenAI specifically, you know what I mean?
for sure.
This could be applied to any job, really.
Okay, so first, let's get to know this person a little bit better who's
Okay.
trying to get this job at OpenAI.
Yeah.
So the document says they have a really strong background in back-end Windows engineering.
Gotcha.
And we're talking years of experience,
Oh, wow.
not just like someone who's messed around with it a little.
So they really know their stuff, huh?
Yeah, and then it gets even more interesting.
Oh, okay.
They've also been thinking about all the like implications for society
Yeah.
and ethically about AI since the late 1980s.
Wow. The 1980s, that's a long time ago.
I know that's some serious foresight.
Yeah.
It's one thing to like be really good at the technical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but to be thinking about the bigger picture like that back then,
That's crazy.
that's impressive.
So they're not just like a code monkey, you know?
Right, exactly.
They're thinking about how it impacts the world.
Yeah, and get this, they have this project called WillF.
Like X.
S,
Y.
X, Y. So this is where things might get a little complicated,
Right.
but basically it's like a framework
Okay.
for imagining high-dimensional AI.
Oh, wow.
So like imagine trying to think about more than 3 dimensions.
Right. That's tough.
Yeah, it's kind of a mind-bending concept.
Yeah.
That's what this project is all about.
Oh.
Shows that they can really like
Yeah.
deal with some complex ideas.
For sure. And then there's also their podcast.
Oh yeah, don't forget the podcast. They host
Mhm.
a show about the philosophical side of AI.
Whoa. So they're good at communicating too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we have technical skills,
Yep.
deep understanding of the ethical stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they can talk about these complex ideas
Yeah.
to a larger audience.
That's rare.
It's a powerful combination for sure.
Totally. It shows you really need to have a diverse skill set
Yeah.
if you're going after these kinds of cutting edge jobs,
Mhm.
especially at a place like OpenAI.
Right.
They're not just looking for coders.
Right.
They want people who can like contribute on a bunch of different levels.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a good picture of our applicant here.
We do?
But what about OpenAI? What are they looking for in their ideal research scientists and senior software engineers?
Good question.
So the document gives us some hints.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so for research scientists,
Mm-hmm.
they want deep expertise in AI and machine learning,
Makes sense.
which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But it's not just about the technical skills.
Right.
They also want people who are creative problem solvers
I see.
and can think across different disciplines.
Oh, interesting.
So you can't just be like a coding robot.
Yeah.
You need to think outside the box, connect ideas together,
Yeah.
come up with new solutions.
It's like a puzzle.
Right.
You got to see the whole picture.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the engineers?
All right. So for senior software engineers,
Okay.
they want back-end expertise, of course.
Uh-huh.
They need people who get system design.
Right?
Collaboration skills are really important.
Of course, working with a team.
Yeah. And experience with cloud platforms and DevOps.
So that's the technical side of things.
Right. Those are like the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's something more here.
Like another layer to this.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, it seems like OpenAI really cares about something else too.
What is it?
They're not just focused on making the most advanced AI.
Yeah.
They're also thinking about making sure it aligns with human values.
That's such a good point.
No, wait.
Especially these days.
Totally.
It's not enough to just create powerful technology.
No.
We need to make sure it's being used for good
Mm-hmm.
and that it benefits everyone.
Exactly. And you see that reflected in the document too.
I do.
Yeah, like they're not just looking for brilliant minds.
Right.
They're looking for people who are thoughtful,
Yeah.
ethical,
Uh-huh.
people who understand the big picture.
It's a refreshing perspective.
I agree.
Okay, so brains and heart.
That's what they want.
Now let's get down to the practical stuff.
Yeah.
What does the document actually recommend
Right.
that this person should do
Yeah.
to increase their chances of getting the job?
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, first of all, networking is key.
Networking, Yeah, we hear that a lot.
You do?
But, like, what does that really mean?
Well, they're not talking about those awkward networking events.
Right, where you just hand out business cards.
Exactly. It's more about, like, strategically building relationships.
Oh, okay.
So they suggest going to industry events, getting involved in discussions online.
Yeah, we're, like, on LinkedIn.
Yeah, specifically LinkedIn, they mentioned that.
Cool.
And even reaching out to people who work at OpenAI
Oh, wow.
with personalized messages.
So no generic emails.
Yeah, none of that I want a job stuff.
Right.
It's about making a real connection and showing that you've actually done your research.
Okay, so you have to put in some effort.
Yeah, and this is where I think it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
They emphasize showcasing work that goes beyond just your resume.
Really? Like what kind of stuff?
We're talking portfolios, writing samples, even podcasts.
Podcasts. Yeah, that's us.
See, we're onto something here.
I know, right?
The idea is to show that you're really passionate about AI
Yeah.
and that your interests actually match up with OpenAI's mission.
You're not just looking for any job.
Right.
You're looking for the right place.
Yeah, where you can make a difference.
I like that.
So it's not just about your skills on paper.
Right. It's got to be more than that.
It's about showing who you are,
Yeah.
what you care about, and how you can contribute to something bigger.
I dig it.
And that brings us to the last piece of advice in this section.
Hit me with it.
Preparation is key.
Preparation. Okay.
They recommend you brush up on your technical skills.
Makes sense.
Practice those coding challenges.
Right. This can be tough.
Yeah, and really think about how your personal projects connect to OpenAI's work.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you can't just like know the technical stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be able to explain how your experiences and projects relate to their goals.
It's like showing them you already get it.
Right, you're ready to go.
You're already thinking like them.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. We covered a
Well, I
lot.
know, right? We've met our ambitious applicant, explored OpenAI's wish list, and we found some pretty solid advice on networking and preparation.
We did.
But there's more to this story.
There is.
Let's dive into some of the details
Okay.
that really stood out to me.
I'm ready. Okay. So one thing that really stuck out to me was this recommendation
Okay.
to really dig into
Yeah.
OpenAI's publications.
Okay.
And they even mention a few specific ones.
Oh, cool.
We'll put those in the show notes for everyone.
Awesome.
But it's not just about reading them. It's
Well,
about
yeah.
taking it a step further.
Okay. What do they say to do?
They actually suggest that the applicant identify gaps or challenges
Okay.
in OpenAI's work
Wow.
based on those publications.
Yeah.
And then be ready to, like,
Yeah.
propose solutions during the interview.
Oh, that's bold.
I know, right?
Mhm.
It's like saying, hey, here's what I think you're missing,
Yeah.
and here's how I can help.
That's a power move.
It's definitely not your typical interview approach.
It's not.
But I think it says a lot about OpenAI.
Yeah. What do you think it says?
Like, they don't just want people who follow the rules
Right.
or just repeat information.
Yeah.
They want people who can really think for themselves,
Mhm.
spot opportunities, and bring new ideas.
Yeah, it's about being proactive.
Totally.
You're not just like absorbing information.
Yeah.
You're contributing.
Exactly. And I think you can apply that to any field.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't just accept things as they are.
Right.
Question everything,
Mm-hmm.
analyze it,
Yeah.
and see if you can come up with something better.
I love that.
Right.
Okay, so we talked about showcasing your work,
Yeah.
going beyond the resume,
Mm-hmm.
and we mentioned this applicants project,
Oh, yeah.
Will
Yeah.
XY.
Right. With the high-dimensional AI stuff.
Yeah, it's a tough concept.
It is.
But, you've been following AI for a while.
I have.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, high-dimensional AI is basically dealing with data
Uh-huh.
that's in more than 3 dimensions.
Yeah, like more than we're used to.
Exactly. So imagine trying to visualize something
Right.
or analyze it.
Yeah.
That exists in like 10 dimensions.
My head hurts.
I know it's tough to wrap your head around,
Yeah.
but this project shows that they're not afraid
Right.
to tackle those really complex challenges.
And it ties back into their podcast, too,
Oh, yeah.
which explores the philosophy of AI.
It's like they've taken their passion
Yeah.
and woven it into their whole life.
Our whole career.
Exactly. They're not just applying for a job.
Right.
They're living and breathing it.
And that comes through,
It does.
which is probably why the document emphasizes it.
Yeah.
It's not just about saying the right things in an interview.
No.
It's about actually being interested and showing that passion.
in your work.
Exactly.
And you can't fake that.
You can.
Companies like OpenAI, they can see right through it.
They can?
They want people who are genuinely excited
For sure.
about what they do.
Okay, let's talk about the technical stuff.
Oh,
the
yeah.
interview.
Right, that can be a little scary.
It can, especially if you're not a coding whiz.
Yeah.
The document really stresses
Mm-hmm.
being prepared
Okay.
to answer those tough technical questions.
About AI and machine learning.
Yeah, even if you have a strong background,
Right.
you need to be up to date.
Totally.
They might ask about specific algorithms,
Oh, yeah.
deep learning techniques,
Mm-hmm.
even ethical considerations.
Right. All the important stuff.
So brushing up on those fundamentals is key.
Absolutely. But it's not just about memorizing definitions
Right.
or knowing how to code something.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the principles
Right.
and applying them to real-world problems.
That's where the experience comes in.
Oh, yeah, their back-end engineering background.
Years of building and maintaining complex systems.
That's huge in AI research.
It is. It shows you can handle the demands.
Totally, even if it's not specifically in AI.
Exactly. And then there's the interview process itself.
Right, which can be nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The document talks about what to expect.
Okay.
They emphasize showing not just your technical skills,
Yeah.
but also how you think
Okay.
and how you solve problems under pressure.
So it's not just about knowing the facts.
No.
Or showing off your coding skills.
It's about how you approach challenges.
Right. And how you handle uncertainty.
Exactly. They want to see if you can thrive
Yeah.
in a fast-paced environment.
Where things are constantly changing.
And if you can work well with others.
To find solutions.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And don't forget the behavioral part of the interview.
Oh, right. They want to make sure you're a good fit.
Exactly, for the team.
Yeah.
And that you share OpenAI's values.
So they'll probably ask about your past experiences,
Mhm.
how you handled tough situations,
Yeah.
what motivates you
It's all about getting to know you.
as a person.
Right, not just your skills.
Do you align with their mission?
Yeah. Are you passionate about making a difference?
Do you have the drive to push boundaries?
Those are big questions.
They are.
And it all comes back to authenticity.
Yeah, being genuine.
OpenAI wants people who are excited about their work
Mm-hmm.
and committed to using AI for good.
Okay, so remember that bold advice we talked about?
Yeah, about finding gaps and challenges.
Yes, let's dig into that a little more.
Okay.
It's one thing to say it,
Right.
but how do you actually do it
Yeah.
without coming across as a know-it-all?
That's a good question.
You don't want to walk in there and
Yes.
start criticizing their work.
Before you even have the job.
Exactly, not a good look.
So how do you do it the right way?
It's all about framing it constructively.
Okay.
You're not there to point fingers
Right.
or say they're doing things wrong.
Yeah.
You're there to show them
Mm-hmm.
that you've done your research.
Okay.
You're thinking critically,
Uh-huh.
and you have some ideas
Yeah.
that could help them.
So you're not just a passive observer.
Exactly.
You're an active participant.
And you're ready to contribute.
From day one.
Yeah, and that you're not afraid to challenge things,
Okay.
but in a respectful way.
So a good balance.
It is.
You got to be confident,
Yeah.
but also humble,
Mm-hmm.
respectful of their work,
Exactly. Find that sweet spot.
where you can share your perspective
Yeah.
without being arrogant.
Or dismissive.
Right. Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
let's bring it back to the listener.
Okay.
What can they take away from all this?
Right.
Even if they're not trying to work at OpenAI.
Good question. There are some universal lessons here.
There are.
I think so, especially for anyone in tech,
Okay.
where things change so fast.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced world.
It is, and
Yeah.
it all starts with passion.
Passion for what you do.
Yeah, that's what fuels you
It drives you to learn,
to push boundaries.
and it makes you stand out.
Don't be afraid to showcase that passion.
Yeah, show it off.
In your work, your projects, your online presence,
Let people see what you can do.
and what you're excited about.
Building a personal brand. That reflects your unique skills and interests.
And remember, networking is not just about events
Right.
and business cards. It's about building relationships.
With people who share your interests.
Exactly. Get involved online.
Yeah.
Reach out to people you admire.
Contribute to the conversation.
You never know where it might lead.
Exactly.
And preparation is key, right? Whether it's for an interview or just to get ahead in your career.
Yeah.
It is. It's like that saying, stay sharp.
Yeah, but this document makes it so real.
Right. It's not just about your skills.
Right.
It's about staying curious,
Mm-hmm.
informed about what's happening in your field.
Yeah, like being a lifelong learner.
Totally.
And that brings us to like one of the big takeaways
Okay.
from this whole deep dive.
What is it?
It's not enough to just be good.
Right.
You have to be able to explain your value.
Oh, yeah. Like connect your skills and your passions
Mhm.
to the bigger picture.
Yeah, like tell your story in a way that people get it
Make them understand.
and they see why you're the right person.
Yeah. For the job or whatever.
Right? Like Showcase your strengths,
Yeah.
your accomplishments.
Won't be shy.
Show them you're not just another person. You're
Mm-hmm.
someone who can make a difference.
And it's not bragging
Right.
if it's true.
Yeah,
People want to work with people who are confident
totally.
and can say what they bring to the table.
Okay, so bringing it back to you, the listener.
Yes.
You shared this document with us.
I did.
This conversation about OpenAI.
Mm-hmm.
What are some key things you can use yourself?
Well, even if you're not into AI,
Right.
there's a lot to learn here.
Like what?
First, networking.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It is building relationships,
Connecting with people.
having real conversations.
It can open so many doors.
More than you think.
And it's not just about going to events
Mhm.
or sending emails.
It's about keeping those connections alive.
Yeah, nurturing them,
Sharing what,
contributing to the community.
Be the person people want to connect with.
I like that. Be generous with your time.
Share your expertise.
Offer to help.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
That's important.
It is.
And remember, showing your work is important too.
Yeah.
Think beyond just the resume.
Right.
Create a portfolio.
Uh-huh.
Start a blog.
Mm-hmm.
Share your projects.
Show them what you got.
Give people a glimpse of what you can do.
And what gets you excited.
Yeah. And when it comes to interviews,
Oh, yeah, those.
preparation is key.
Always.
Research the company.
Mm-hmm.
Practice your answers.
Yeah, for the common questions.
But go deeper too.
Deeper.
Think about their challenges,
Oh, okay.
the opportunities,
Yeah.
and how you can fit in.
Show them you've done your homework.
That you get their business.
You're not just looking for any job.
You want to work with them.
That's a good point.
And lastly, remember passion.
Passion.
This OpenAI applicant,
Mm-hmm.
they were driven to make a difference in AI.
It showed.
It did, in everything they did.
That passion,
That's-
it's contagious.
It really is.
When you love what you do, it shows.
And that's what matters.
So true.
So as we wrap up this whole deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave you with this thought.
Yeah.
Landing your dream job,
Yeah.
achieving your goals.
Yeah.
It's not about checking boxes.
Or following some formula.
It's about bringing everything you have,
Your skills.
your experiences,
Your
and finding the right fit.
where you can really shine.
It's about doing what you love
Yeah.
and making it count.
So go out there.
Explore.
Connect with people.
Never stop learning.
The future is yours.